Good evening and welcome to the Kim B. Davis Show. I'm your host, Kim B. Davis, and this evening I want to talk to you about self-reflection. It's 2022, it's May, and spring has arrived in Michigan. Maybe, maybe not. We still had snow flurries about a week ago, and we're getting some warmer weather. So we're hoping that the weather has actually broken. So now it will officially be spring. But I don't know about you guys. This year has been heavy, and we're still dealing with COVID. We're still dealing with mask mandates in certain places, and a mask mandate was just lifted off of airplanes. And so now we can travel freely, and that's great. But we still have controversy. We have the war in Ukraine. For all of my listeners that have children in school, I don't know about you guys, but it's been a rough year here in my household, and just navigating the challenges of in-person learning or return back to in-person learning and getting our kids acclimated and going through every various bug that your kids can pick up with everything else emotional and mental that they have to deal with. It's just been a lot. And for me, I had promised that I was going to continue to share my journey. And this year is still me figuring some things out about things that I need in my life, what I need to do better to take care of me. So many people reach out to me and say, Kim, I understand because I'm taking care of my mom, I'm taking care of my grandmother, I'm taking care of my aunt, my uncle, my father, my grandfather, someone in their family, and people are burnt out. And so I want us to take a moment to think about what that actually means. Do we need to, how do I want to say it? Take time and go to the beach, take time, read a book, take time and I would say watch a show, but now you can binge watch a whole season of a show on anything from Netflix to Hulu to Amazon. And I do that quite a bit. And right now, my favorite show of the moment is The Gilded Age. I actually enjoy that. So if you want to take a gander at something that's historic and good writing, good dialogue, good acting, that is a show to check out. But I want us to take a moment and take a deep breath. Are you where you want to be? Do you have what you need to maintain yourself? Do you have the tools? Do you have the circle of support? What do you need? Think about those things and make a list. I have a friend who is getting ready to have major surgery. And one of the questions that I posed to her, I said, I need you to make a list of everything that you need, things that can help your household continue to run, things that will help you heal and relax, knowing that you have pre-planned all of these things so that when your surgery happens and you're at home recuperating, you don't have to say, oh, I forgot. I was supposed to do X, Y, and Z, or, oh, I need to do this. And it got me to thinking, if it is prudent for us to plan for surgeries, if it's prudent for us to plan for vacations, if it's prudent for us to plan our family schedules where we're thinking, okay, you get out of school at what time and you need to be where and who needs to pick up this person, and how we shuffle and shift and keep all of these things in order. We need to do the same for our daily lives, for our mental and our physical health. My physical fitness goals that I have listed for myself have sort of fallen by the wayside. I'm being very honest and transparent. Mentally, I haven't been in the space. It has been a heavy year of navigating many different challenges that my family has faced. And because I'm juggling and holding all these balls in the air, as I like to say, it has been much easier to simply grab a delicious, not healthy, something that I very much enjoy snack and sitting down in front of the television. Yes, I've been reading. I have been doing that, and that's a wonderful thing. I just finished a book called Caste by Isabel Wilkerson, which is wonderful. Everyone needs to read it. We need to understand American history and why we are the way we are. And I have done some things like that where I've watched movies that are important in terms of historical purposes. I've gone to different events and supported things that were um, life supporting for me, for the lack of a better word, whether it was something for family or it was something for culture. Yes, I have done those things, but mentally, how do I continue the momentum of caring and taking care of everyone without maintaining myself? Again, it is May. It is a few days before Mother's Day. And my children came to me and says, "Mommy, what do you want for Mother's Day?" And I blanked out because I didn't even realize that Mother's Day was coming up. I knew it was on the calendar, but I really thought it was still a couple weeks out because just mentally, I'm not in the space where I'm thinking about things like that. Both my mother, grandparents, my husband's mother and grandparents are gone. So for us, it's not necessarily a day. It's not that we don't celebrate it. We do because my family likes to honor me. But in past years, it's always been, oh, I need to make sure that my grandmother has, or I needed to make sure that my mother had, or, somebody else in the family. And because many of those people are now gone, I don't have to do that. And because this year has been an unusual year because we've been balancing so much, it's been difficult. I am concerned because the Supreme Court has come down with the latest draft opinion, and no matter where you stand on the issue, it is controversial indeed. However, I'm looking at the responses from both sides, whether you are for or against, and it is concerning because no one is listening to each other. And it feels like this is 2016 all over again. And all the people that were screaming and shouting, including myself, who were saying we were all concerned about Trump being elected, it seems some things are coming to pass. And again, it's heavy. The Bible says, I did not give you a spirit of fear. We're not supposed to live in fear. Our faith is in God. Our faith is that He will supply all of our needs. All things work together for good for those that love Him. I'm paraphrasing. However, the message is that when we believe in God, when we love Him, when we worship Him, when we do the things that He has purposed us to do, things will work out okay. And so I have to remember that things will work out okay. It doesn't mean that we don't get active. It doesn't mean that we are not engaged. We are. But everyone has to operate in their purpose. For me, my purpose is this platform, and it gives me the opportunity to speak and bring issues to the forefront that are not heard. However, many people who do this type of work will tell you that it is mentally draining. And so I am working on ways to reclaim myself, to rebuild and strengthen myself. And I just want to encourage you to do the same. Some things that work for me, which are scientifically proven, getting a good night of sleep. I don't know, and some of you are probably listening and going, okay, really, did I click on to hear you tell me to get a good night of sleep? Yes, you did. The reason that it is such an important issue is because if you ever think about it, when you get a good night of sleep, don't you feel better? Don't you feel rested and calm? If you were stressed out, angry, frustrated, irritated, anxious, whatever it was, after you get a good night of rest or even just a nice nap, 3 or 4 hours, that's for me. I don't know how long you need to have a nap. Some people can power nap for 20 minutes and wake up and feel like a new person. That doesn't quite work for me. But whatever works for you, you need to invest in your sleep. There are apps, there are Fitbits, there are Apple Watches, all kinds of smart devices that you can use to measure your sleep and get your quality. Second thing, We've got to make sure that what we eat is healthy, as I said. So I'm going to tell on myself, chocolate cake is one of my favorites. M&M, peanut, my second favorite. Also, I love chocolate shakes. As you can hear, there's a theme. I love chocolate. Only chocolate. I don't like chocolate and mint. I don't like chocolate and caramel or any of those types of things. Just chocolate and good chocolate. And so if I'm indulging in a lot of chocolate, it does tend to have this feeling of endorphins where you feel good, but then you crash. I also love coffee. It's wonderful. But if I'm not drinking enough water, guess what? I'm dehydrated. And if I'm dehydrated, that means I'm probably going to get a headache, and I struggle with migraines at times. It's also going to make me feel sluggish. And I've been reading some studies and reports that have talked about when you're feeling sluggish and when you're feeling sort of tired, that's your brain operating at less than its capacity because it's in survival mode because you're not drinking enough water. So my third tip, drink your water. I know we laugh and we go, "Oh yeah. Get a water bottle, get a cup, keep it with you all the time, drink. If you can take a few sips every hour on the hour or drink a cup of water every hour on the hour, however you do it, drink your water." So we've talked about getting enough sleep. Get out, get active, take a walk, go for a run. If you live near water, I'm jealous because you get to go swimming or at least get to play in the water, which I love to hang out and play in the water. And yes, I said play in the water. If that just means splashing around or walking in water or whatever it is that you need to do, run in the water, do some exercise, get your body moving, get your blood moving, read a book. When we engage our minds and we strengthen those brain muscles. If we're just constantly tuning into the TV, and TV is not necessarily a bad thing, but if that's all you do, you're dumbing yourself down. Read a book, get you some water, get out and walk. And there's Audible. You can listen to books too. I do that quite a bit when I'm on my walks. I listen to books and get your sleep. Find a supportive friend, somebody you can vent to, somebody you can talk to, someone who you can walk with, someone who you can run with. If you are able, take a vacation. We all have time in our lives where we have busy jobs, lots of responsibilities, and we constantly say, I can't. I want you to say, I can. I want you to say, I can take a day. I can take a couple of days. I read a quote on social media, and I know social media is not always the most popular place, but it said, when your mental health, you're struggling, you feel down, you feel low, you don't feel joy, cut everything off. Even if you just sit in front of a TV and watch your favorite movies, whatever it is, do that. Do what brings you joy. And then when you come back up, incorporate that back into your life. Oftentimes, the reason we don't have joy is because we're not doing enough of the things that bring us joy, because we're doing things that we are dutifully bound to do. All of us have to go to work every day, whatever it is that you do, because you have to make money in this lifetime. Yet, you are able to incorporate some fun into your life. If you are going to work Monday through Friday or whatever your schedule is and just working drudgily through the week, and you don't give yourself an opportunity to stop for coffee, a donut, French fries, these are all things that I like. You can insert whatever it is that you like. Lip gloss, lipstick, nail polish, whatever it is, or even a trip to your park, your local park, a trip to a waterfront. If you live in a city with a waterfront, I happen to be blessed to live in Detroit, and we have a beautiful waterfront. So oftentimes when I am in the vicinity, I will take a trip down and sit and stare at the water. It costs nothing except the gas that I put in my car. And yes, gas is very high, but the mental benefits that I reap from that visit outweigh the cost. Find whatever it is that you like to do. If you're like me, you like to people watch, go someplace where you can people watch, whether it's the museum, the movies, the mall, on a street corner. If you've got an area where you can go and it's safe and you can sit and read a book and watch people and that brings you joy, do that. I hope that you will take these tips and incorporate them into your life. I hope that you will take a self assessment and check in with yourself. Am I doing everything that I need to do to take care of me? Because if you're not, you won't be able to take care of everyone else much longer. We cannot continue to pour from an empty cup. When we go to that coffee pot, and I like to use this example coffee. When we go to that coffee pot and we've made our pot of coffee and we pour out that last cup, guess what? You got to go back to wherever you got your coffee from and refill the filter. I want you to refill the filter on your life. You deserve it. I am praying for you and sending you well wishes. Hopefully, all of you are doing well and will continue to do well and excel through the rest of this year. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you on our next episode. You know that you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, LinkedIn, everywhere on social media. And it's Kimberly Batchelor Davis. Bachelor is spelled BATCHELOR. You can see this show on youtube.com/Kimberly Batchelor Davis. You can hear this show on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google, and Wisdom. And you can find out more about me as an author at kimbdavis.com. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope to see you on our next episode. And as always, remember, be magnificent.